Hey builders, this is a great strategy for everyone to watch, but this is especially for that group of students I was working with recently. I'm going to show you division using base 10 blocks. The problem we're going to work out is 653 divided by 4. So I'm going to draw out 653 in base 10 blocks using the symbols for them. So 100 is a flat, and we show that with a box. So I need 6 of those because I have 600. 4, 5, 6. I need 5 of the rods, and that represents 50. That's 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then I need 3 ones, and we show those with little x's. So that's 653, and I'm dividing that among 4 groups or 4 people or however you want to think of it. We're going to show that with circles down here at the bottom. So I'm going to draw 4 nice big circles. It's important that you have a lot of room in there so you can keep track and stay organized. So I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundreds. And I have 4 groups. So I can go ahead and I can divide out 4 of those. So I'm going to do 1 there, 1 there. And notice how I'm crossing it off once I've put it in a circle, so I know I've already divided it. So that's 4 I have already divided into my groups. But I still have 2 left. I can't put those in my groups because then my groups will be uneven. And when you're dividing, they have to be even groups. So I'm going to trade those. I know that I can get 10 tens for one of those hundreds. So I'm going to take one of those hundreds away, and I'm going to draw a tens frame. And I'm going to put 10 tens in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do the same thing with the other 100. I'm trading that in for tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the reason I put them in that rectangle, we call that a tens frame, is just because it's going to keep them organized. So I can very clearly see that this has a value of 100, this has a value of 100. So I have just traded these in, just exchanged them for the rods. It's still the same number. So now I can start dividing. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take 4 of my tens. So I'm going to cross out 4 of them, and I'm going to divide them. 1 per group, because I've got to keep it even. I'm going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Got 2 here, 1, 2, 2 there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 total. I can do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And kind of picture in your head what you're doing as if you're looking at those base 10 blocks that you can look at. You're just taking it, picking up these 4 blocks, and just dividing them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 per group. Now I still have tens up here, so I can't forget those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have this 1 10 left. I can't put it in my groups because then they'd be uneven. They can't be uneven. I have to deal equally. But I can trade that in for ones. So I'm going to take away that 10. I'm going to trade it in for ones. I'm going to draw that tens frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have 13 altogether. I'm going to go ahead and start dividing my ones. So I'm going to take those 4 first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have this 1 left over, and I can't get that any smaller. So once I can't put the 1s in evenly, that's my leftover, and we know that's going to be a remainder. So I'm going to go ahead and write remainder 1 right there. But now I need my actual quotient. Well, my quotient is how many did each group get when I divided them out. So I can pick any group. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this one because they're all the same, because we made sure that they were equal. And I have 100, 10, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 161, 162, 163. So my quotient is 163, remainder 1. And that's what I would box for Mrs. Buchanan, because she always wants that answer in a box. So let's go ahead and do the check. So I'm going to take my quotient, 163, and multiply it by the divisor. So 163 times 4. And I'm going to do this one by the distributive method. So I'm going to go ahead and expand my number into expanded form times 4. So 4 times 100, times 100. 4 times 60, and 4 times 3. Now I do that multiplication. 4 times 100, no, that's 400. 100, 200, 300, 400. 4 times 60, I'm going to grab that basic fact of 4 times 6. That gives me 24, but I'm multiplying by a multiple of 0, and we know that pattern will put a 0 at the end. And then I have 4 times 3, which is 12. Notice how I lined up the 12 with the 1 in the tens place and the 2 in the ones place. There are no hundreds. And I did that so I could just go right to the addition step, which gives me 652. And then I have to add the remainder. Plus 1 is 653. So that should match our dividend, and it does, 653. So that's a big check mark. Keep practicing.